Good afternoon, and welcome to More Than Meets the Eye. I'm your host, Blind Prime, and for today I have for you Transformers Legacy / Kingdom, Blaster in his boombox mode, and Eject in his robot mode. And we're going to go over them today, More Than Meets the Eye tradition of not talking about paint apps or colors, but mainly just talking about the way the figure feels in your hand. And, little things about it. So we'll start with Eject because I have some thoughts on Eject. So, Eject is a cassette that turns into a little robot person. And, he's got some good articulation. He's got great shoulder articulation. His little hands can move on an elbow joint, which is really nice. And he has a siege port on each of his hands. So, at the end of each of his arms. I don't know if he has little hands in there or not. And if he does, I haven't figured out how to get them out of there. I think they're just in there, and these things are little shields on the sides. But it's a good sturdy plastic. Even though from what I understand this is clear, they used a different type of clear plastic than what I'm used to, because this is very sturdy feeling plastic. This is some thick stuff. It feels like this thing will last a long time, so long as I don't get sun damage or anything. But when I was going over this, I was thinking to myself, it feels similar to the little dudes we got with the Spy Patrol packs back in Siege. So here's one of them right now. This one's the one that goes with Double Dealer. I have the other one that goes with Double Dealer, but I just can't find him right now. So we'll talk about this little dude. And he's a cassette that becomes a little guy, except that he doesn't have hands. He just kind of ends in little guns. And he doesn't have elbows. And honestly speaking, the feel of the plastics are much different. And I understand that can be from the fact that this guy's clear, but also on the thickness of the plastics. Like I'm feeling here on the back of the legs, for instance. The thickness of Eject's plastic leg is a little more than the thickness of, I forgot this guy's name. But he's the dude that goes with Double Dealer. And it's very interesting that, I'm looking over a Siege figure that I thought was decent, and realizing that, Eject is actually a better figure. There's some differences in the transformation, but this dude doesn't have elbow bend, and he has no siege ports on him, where Eject has elbow bend and 2 siege ports. But the legs for both of them are very, very similar, except different. This guy's legs allow his transformation to occur in a different way, and it's a completely different transformation between the two of these guys. Honestly speaking, I think Eject's is more... thinking about it, I kind of like this little dude from the Spy Patrol second pack more than I like Eject's transformation. But I like Eject's robot mode more than I like this dude from the second Spy Patrol pack. So, I just wanted you to get that, experience the differences between them. It's kind of annoying this little dude doesn't have elbow bend. I really get annoyed by that with any Transformer. Give us elbow bend. You can figure it out. That's what your engineering degree is for. There we go. Little bitty robot dude and little bitty robot dude. And the Legacy Kingdom one is the far superior model. And I really love his shoulders. He's got some nice broad shoulders, where this guy's got pretty weak shoulders. All right, let's move. We'll stash these guys off to the side. And, oh, yeah, let me bring out, since I'm dealing with a robot. I'm dealing with a robot here. Here he is. Let's bring out the Bumblebee. And set the Bumblebee up. And we'll set the little robot dude beside the Bumblebee. And look at that. And the little robot dude, Eject, stands up to just above Bumblebee's waist. And Bumblebee can do the reach over and pat him on the top of the head thing. There you go. Yeah, Bumblebee's got a little friend. He's got a little friend. So, there we go. Eject and Bumblebee. Now, we'll set the Bumblebee off to the side. We'll set Eject off to the side. And, oh, before I set Eject off to the side, let's bring out the handy-dandy Lego measuring pad. So here's the Lego measuring pad, and Eject is right there. And Eject stands... Boom. He stands 7 studs tall. That is a tiny dude. All right. Now on to Blaster here. Since I've already got the pad right here, we'll deal with Blaster on his sizes. So first off, Blaster's width, well, his depth, I guess you would say, is 1, 2, 3, 4 studs in depth. He is not a very thick dude. He's very thin in his boombox mode. The length of the boombox mode is, there we go, and that's 17, 18 studs long. So, it's pretty cool. It's a nice little mode. The height of the mode is, get that, we're going to measure by his boombox handle. There we are. And that is 11 studs tall. So there you have it, guys. Let's bring out Cliff Jumper. Where you at, Cliff Jumper? Cliff Jumper can showcase a little better. Yeah. Cliff Jumper, from bumper to nose, is most of the way across Blaster, except it's missing one side of the speaker unit. And let's see, widthwise, Cliff Jumper here is 6 studs wide, so he's 2 studs wider than Blaster. And of course, Blaster is much taller in boombox mode than Cliff Jumper. There we go. Set Cliff Jumper off to the side. We'll talk about this boombox mode. I really like the plastic this is made out of. This is that good quality stuff that we saw with some figures in the Kingdom line, like Cyclonus and Rodimus Prime. And we've also seen this in other actions, like in the Earthrise. We saw this with Grapple, and we've seen this plastic with... I don't think the Earthrise Optimus had it. I'm not sure, but I know for a fact the Siege Optimus did have this type of plastic. And it's odd that they use 2 different plastics, and you can obviously tell when you hold the figure, which one's made out of which plastic. This is the better quality plastic, and at least they're giving us that. If it's going to cost a little extra, then give us better plastic. I just wish they would fix the boxes for the for the larger scale stuff. I got a core class figure in the other day, or today actually, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, in his boombox mode, he's got 2 siege ports. 2 on his handle. He's got 1, 2 on his 3, 4 on his back. He's got 4 on his on the back of the boombox. And I think it's 4. Maybe I am wrong. I sometimes am, but I don't think I am this time. So I think that's 4 on his back. So 4 on his back. Yep, there they are. 4 on his back, 2 on the top. That's 6. On his sides, you have 2. So you can actually take his gun here and stick it to the side if you want a side gun. There we go. You can actually turn it over now. He's a boombox with a gun. It's going to hold you up. So that's 6, 7, 8, and 9 on the front, I believe. So 8 siege ports overall. Yeah, 8 siege ports overall. He doesn't have anything even on the bottom. That's it. Just 8. But 8 is a pretty large number of siege ports for a boombox to have. So you can really deck this guy out in all sorts of weaponry and have a very metal boombox. Yeah. Put some Metalocalypse in it, you know what I'm saying? Alright, well guys, there's not much more to say about the boombox. It's a boombox. It's made of very high quality plastic. It's got a really nice molded handle on top of it. It's I love the cassette tape deck that has the molded plastic and what feels like a slightly molded Autobot symbol. At least the area where it's painted in is molded. And, nice molded on the buttons. It's got some decent, this feels like a tiny boombox. It's very, very cool. I think they outdid themselves with this one. And it's just so cool. I like it. I really like this guy. He is definitely in my top list of my favorite Transformers so far. And with that, we'll move on to the last part of the video, which is something I wanted to talk to you about today. And we're going to set him off to the side, bring out this packaging for Core Class Skywarp. Now, I got Core Class Skywarp in today, and I will definitely be talking about the Core Class Skywarp and Starscream designs, but I wanted to get this box out there. So, this box is made out of the same exact cardstock that the Voyager class boxes are made out of. The difference is that they do a fold over on the top, which makes this top part of the box a lot sturdier than the blaster box because they did a fold over. And also, even though it's the same quality cardstock that the blaster Voyager box came in, this is much sturdier because it's a smaller box, less area for things to go wrong in. And that's why I suggested, the Voyager boxes and the leader class boxes and stuff. They need a thicker cardstock because those are weightier figures. And since the surface area is so much larger, there's a lot of ways that it can go wrong within cardstock. And I saw that with the box for my blaster, which I still haven't been able to find, but it's all bent up and stuff from just shipping. And it's super sad. But this one came in quite nice, and all right. I don't like the legacy packaging for the bigger figures, but for the smaller core class figures, this stuff is amazing. I like this. I like this a lot more than the weird clamshell plastic thing that we got with our Kingdom core class stuff. This makes more sense, and I don't know why Hasbro hasn't been doing this longer. I may not approve of the larger figures boxes, but I do approve of the smaller figure boxes. This is really cool. This is the first box for a core class figure that I'm actually going to keep because it's just a nice box. It's a pleasant box. But that's all. I just wanted to bring to illumination this box and explain my thoughts on the different box types that we're experiencing now with Legacy. And tune in next time as I will be discussing in my next More Than Meets the Eye episode, G.I. Joe Classified Red Ninja. I am super excited about that one, and I can't wait to tell you. Oh, I'm having so much fun with my Red Ninjas. All right, tune in next, Brian. Bye-bye for now.